about science because science matters. Welcome to another scientific learning. Together, let us investigate, experiment, and analyze new concepts. Alright, I know that you are excited to learn new things today. Please get now your learning module in science, your paper and pen. Our new lesson for this week's module is all about characteristics of elements and compounds. In this lesson, you will find out that substances can be classified into element or compound. Our objective for today's lessons are: first, describe the characteristics of an element and compound. Second, distinguish elements from compounds based on a set of properties. And lastly, classify substances as either element or compound. Now, before we start with our new lesson, let us check first your prior knowledge in this topic. I invite you to go to page 1 of your module and let's answer the activity "What I Know." Directions. Read each item carefully and choose the letter of the correct answer. You have only 5 seconds to answer each item. All you have to do is to write your answer on a separate sheets of paper. Okay, number 1. Which of the following is the simplest form of substance? A. Chemical formula, B. Compound, C. Element, or D. Mixture. Your time starts now. Time's up. Let's reveal the answer. The correct answer is C. Element. Number 2. Which of the following is not an example of compound? A. Ammonia, B. Helium gas, C. Hydrogen peroxide, or D. Table sugar. Your time starts now. Time's up. Let's reveal the answer. The correct answer is B. Helium gas. Number 3. Salt is made up of what elements? A. Sodium and chloride, B. Sodium and chlorine, C. Sodium and copper, or D. Sodium and oxide. Your time starts now. Time's up. Let's reveal the answer. The correct answer is B. Sodium and chlorine. Number 4. Which of the following substance is an element? A. Air, B. Iron, C. Salt, or D. Sugar. Your time starts now. Time's up. Let's reveal the answer. The correct answer is B. Iron. Number 5. Which of the following is correctly matched? A. Gold is the element as silver is the compound, B. Oxygen is the element as water is the compound, C. Sugar is the element as salt is the compound, or D. Water is the element as hydrogen is the compound. Your time starts now. Time's up. Let's reveal the answer. The correct answer is B. Oxygen is the element as water is the compound. So, how did you find the questions? Did you answer it correctly? Great job, future scientists! Now, are you all set? Please turn your module on page 3, lesson 1, and let us read the poem entitled The Lost Element by J.P. Kadalim Valera.
The Lost Element by J.P. Kadalim Valera. I think I was lost. My home is too far at any cost. I am tired finding home made of blood, so that solar radiation will not anymore be spread. The heat from the sun makes me float, like helium inside the balloon that makes it bloat. As I go far, I feel numb and bursting, like a bullet powder made of potassium nitrate that makes us shaking. I hope I can go home now. I feel my lungs did not function somehow. Hope oxygen will fill me completely before carbon dioxide will be mine totally. As I walk in the lonely road above the mountains, it is sad to see landmine of gold and copper be broken. This shows how the environment suffered every day. Hope my home will be back with me again like a brand new day. My body is already in pain and drained with essential elements. From water made up of hydrogen and oxygen, I want to quench my thirst soon. So the fast track the lost element, which is my home.
And now, it's your turn. I will give you 1 minute to identify all the elements and compounds from the poem. Your time starts now. Time's up! Okay, future scientists, what are the elements and compounds stated in the poem? Did you list them all correctly? Great! Now let's reveal the answer. Let's start with the first stanza. We have lead. Next, from the second stanza, we have helium and potassium nitrate. From the third stanza, we have oxygen and carbon dioxide. From the fourth stanza, we have gold and copper. And lastly, from the fifth stanza, we have water that is made up of hydrogen and oxygen. Wow! I know you identified the elements and compounds from the poem correctly. Another great job, future scientists! This time, let's further discuss the characteristics of elements and compounds. Elements and compounds are all around us. So, what are the characteristics of elements and compounds? Elements are made up of atoms of the same kind. They are the simplest type of matter and cannot be broken down into components. Each element is made entirely from one type of atom. Each element is unique, and no two elements have the same set of properties. Some are in the same state, but they have different properties. Some elements are metals, like gold, iron, and silver. Others are non-metals, like nitrogen, oxygen, and hydrogen. There are elements that are metalloids, like boron, silicon, and germanium. Are you familiar with the periodic table? There you can find all the discovered chemical elements. At present, we have 118 known chemical elements.
A periodic table.
There's hydrogen and helium, then lithium, beryllium, boron, carbon everywhere, nitrogen all through the air with oxygen so you can breathe, and fluorine for your pretty teeth, neon to light up the sign, sodium for salty times,
Magnesium.
aluminium, silicon,
Phosphorus.
then sulfur, chlorine, and argon,
Potassium.
and calcium so you'll grow strong,
Scandium.
titanium, vanadium, and chromium, and manganese. This is the periodic table, noble gases stable, halogens and alkali react aggressively. Each period will see new outer shells while electrons are added, moving to the right. Iron is the 26th, then cobalt, nickel coins you get, copper, zinc, and gallium, germanium, and arsenic, selenium, and bromine film, while krypton helps light up your room, rubidium, and strontium, then yttrium, zirconium,
Niobium.
molybdenum, technetium,
Ruthenium.
rhodium, palladium,
Silverware.
then cadmium and indium,
Tin cans.
antimony, then tellurium, and iodine, and xenon, and then cesium, and barium is 56, and this is where the table splits, where lanthanides have just begun, lanthanum, cerium, and praseodymium. Neodymium's next to promethium, then 62, samarium, europium, gadolinium, and terbium, dysprosium, holmium, erbium, thulium, ytterbium, lutetium, hafnium, tantalum, tungsten, then we're on to rhenium, osmium, and iridium, platinum, gold to make you rich till you grow old, mercury to tell you when it's really cold, thallium, and lead, the bismuth for your tummy,
Polonium.
astatine would not be yummy,
Radon.
francium will last a little time,
Radium.
then actinides at 89. This is the periodic table, noble gas is stable, halogens and alkali react aggressively. Each period will see new outer shells where electrons are to the right. Actinium, thorium, protactinium, uranium, neptunium, plutonium, americium, curium, berkelium, californium, isonium, fermium, and olivium, nobelium, lawrencium, rutherfordium, wm, sprigium, borium, hesium, pneumatium, dubsinium, rhenium, copernicium, nihonium, flerovium, moscovium, livermorium, tennessine, and oganesson, and then we're done.
Compounds are a combination of two or more elements like water, which is a combination of hydrogen and oxygen, salt, which is made up of sodium and chlorine, and rust formed when an ion reacts with oxygen. Compounds can be broken down into its components through a chemical process and formed when two elements are combined. It has unique properties that are different from the properties of the elements that make them up. Alright, future scientists, now you already know the characteristics of an elements and compounds and find out their differences based on their own properties. I'm sure that you can now classify substances as either element or compound. Am I right? Thumbs up for that, future scientists. At this moment, we will test how much you have learned from our discussion. For your evaluation, you will do this following activity. This time, you will be engaged and have your immersion as a garbage collector. Inside the garbage bin, our words need to be thrown at the dump site. As a garbage collector, you need to save the following words that describes and shows the relationship with elements and compounds. Segregate them with writing it in the boxes. You will be given only 1 minute to do this task, and your time starts now. Time's up. Let's check if you have done it correctly. The words that should be inside the element box are oxygen, 1 atom, red, and hydrogen. The words that should be inside the compound box are water, group, 2 or more atoms, air, and salt. Very good, future scientists. I hope you answer it all correctly. Another thumbs up for the job well done. Lastly, please answer also these following activities. What's more and what I have learned on page 5, what I can do and assessment on page 6, and what I know on page 8. Alright, that's all for today. I hope that you enjoyed and discovered more about science. Again, this is me, Sir Chepoy, saying, to learn science, we are connected, we are sky connected.